Them hustle so they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get it higher power. Over naira. See them talk say, make we off mind. But thank God say, my ego don't come. So my people make you ladder. Oh, yo, yo, my ego don't come. Oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout. Oh, yo, yo, my ego don't come. Oh, yo.
Hello there. Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Mayegun Live. It is going to be a long night, so brace up. If you are going to be watching this broadcast as a replay, it's going to be possibly one of the longest Mayegun's broadcasts that you have participated in. So therefore, do what you have to do first. Share the broadcast. Invite your friends. Invite your not so friendly friends. And just tell them that Mayegun today, share this. We are going to take calls. A long calls tonight. I won't tell you why, but again, brace up. Share this. Thank you. Facebook. Yes. YouTube. And yes, we like and yes, we like I'll talk. Thank you. Let's start. Abby, let's just start. But before we get fully, into this, let me kind of remind us where we are. This is Mayegun's Diary Political. Also known as the Temple of Truth. I didn't call it Arewa Political. I didn't call it Biafra Political. I didn't call it Yoruba Political. Why political? Why politics? For those who have been following Mayegun religiously for so long, they will tell you that Mayegun's Diary Political is like a melting pot. It is like a barometer that they call them. The gauge, if you want to know all that is wrong with Nigeria without any bias, go on to Mayegun's Diary Political. Then politics, from my own experience, politics affects all of us. Therefore, the consequences of bad choices in politics brings about bad leadership that then brings about disunity, corruption, poverty, war, and so many horrible things that are today associated with Africa, especially Nigeria. So I also discovered that in this whole division and all that, a lot of people a lot of us can tell why we kind of don't feel same with Nigeria anymore. Bad leadership. So bad leadership doesn't really discriminate. Yeah? Bad leadership or bad government, they don't discriminate. Whether you are Christian, whether you are Muslim, whether you are Igbo, Yoruba, or Hausa, Northerner, Easterner, Westerner, it doesn't matter. So how do you then explain to people who are the victims of all of this? It is by bringing them into it, by letting them know, by letting all of us know how the actions of few can actually or have already destroyed the lives of many. Today, on Mayegun's Diary Political, when you see people that don't like Mayegun, it's not because I have done anything to anybody. I haven't done anything to anybody. I have never been one of those who make decisions in how they run Nigeria. I've never been one of those, whether related to family, as a family member to any of those criminals who are running Nigeria. I have never benefited from any criminality of these criminals. Now, how do I then explain it to you? Right? That these guys that are parading themselves as those in charge of Nigeria are actually more dangerous than those who carry guns and they are demanding for your head. How do you make that happen? How do you let people know that whether you are Christian or Muslim, Northerner or Southerner, when you have no health care, when you have no good education, when you have no real infrastructure, when leaders are not responsible, the consequences of all of that is that what you are witnessing today, divided country. And it is to the benefit of these rogues. I have my own choosing. You might have yours. But you will never, in any way, anytime, right? If you are one of those who are defending these criminals, and you look at me and you're like, I don't like this guy. Fine. A lot of people, right? A lot of people, they do this because they want people, right, to like them. Here you get like, oh, I want people to like me. I want to be, no. You owe me nothing, right? You owe Mayegun nothing. That is why there is no demand of you to agree with what I say, or in fact, accept them. But you will never deny them. So, the fact that Mayegun is not doing it because I want you to like me, bao, can you like a version for me? Yeah? Because the victims, those who have become victims of kidnapping, violent killing, rape, including the people who have actually taken away your liberty. So we are all victims waiting to happen. So if I have a way of explaining it to you and make you understand the consequences of your decisions and your choices, then I've done my part. So if I become the victim tomorrow, and even if it takes my life, right, I will die happy because I have been able to what? To speak out, and indeed to speak to the conscience of so many of you. I am not here to convince you about Nigeria. You will convince yourself. See, I am not here as somebody who is going to put himself at the center of things and tell you, I will break Nigeria. No, that's far-fetched. The politicians, the criminals in Nigeria are breaking Nigeria now. A lot of you don't see it that way, but you will see it at the end of the day. And that is why you are on Mayegun's Diary Political. So if you don't like Mayegun, there are many reasons why. Okay? There are some of you who don't like APC, who don't like PDP, who don't like all these people too. But you don't like me because of the way I speak. You love to be politically correct. Mayegun, don't talk to people like that. Don't talk to elders like that. Mayegun, you need to show respect. Come on. I agree with you what you are saying, but you need to say it in a different way. Sholori bruku niyini. You know, get? I don't owe you anything. You don't owe me nothing. Political correctness is completely not allowed on Mayegun's Diary Political. When you see Wiri, call him Wiri, whether old or young. Sure you get. When you want to call somebody a thief, when you see a thief, call him a thief. Kí ló fi ń ṣe èèyàn? Ẹni tó bá bínú, if you are offended, kó lọ bínú kú. Ṣé you get? Why would you want to sugarcoat it? If somebody is sick, senile, demented, say it. Don't say that. Don't try to mock this. When you see criminal pastors who are using religion to hoodwink and deceive people, say it. Mayegun, watch your mouth. People have told me that many times. Mayegun, watch your back. I say, well, if them born you well, you come to my back. Mayegun, don't ever come to Nigeria. Why? Because I'm talking about the criminals that are making your life hell. Some of you have left Nigeria, like me. Is Nigeria better? That's why we left Nigeria, Abi. Abi, why are you deceiving yourselves? Nigeria is okay, Abi. That's why millions of us are currently outside Nigeria and we are not even wishing to go back. And Nigeria is fine. Don't come to Nigeria. Waiting at the fine for Nigeria. Like normally, like seriously. I live, I work, I do everything here. So waiting I won't find call Nigeria. When if I need a vacation, I can go to any part of the world. Any part of the world. And it is to Nigeria loss. And that's exactly what the consequences of the decision of many of you, especially young people, that you don't think, you don't know. Here you get. You are acting woke for the rogues that have stolen your future. Abi? Fine. But the thing is this. Your decisions and your actions in Nigeria has contributed not just to capital flight, brain drain. Here you get. And including this your job flight and unemployment that you're witnessing today. It is also keeping a lot of us away completely. And I'm saying this because I live outside Nigeria and I do interact with people from Nigeria too. Oh, any plan? When last did you go to Nigeria? If I won't go safe, I just won't go like 1 week and then quickly, just come back. All these things we are seeing there. I don't, you know what I mean? That is that's part of the consequences of your actions. Politics. Oju abo Mayegun, you go cry. You will say, no, Oju Mayegun lebo. Have you not noticed that out of the ruinous criminals you call leaders in Nigeria that don't even respect anything about ethnic, tribe, or religion, they don't respect any of them. But you, the zombies that follow them and defend them, unfortunately, they keep you and kept you under the. But look at it this way. Let's look at it this way. If Nigeria was better with all your decisions and all of that, the tension will be down. A lot of you have been made jobless, frustrated, and guess what? You are still doing ranka dede for the rogues that brought you there. So when you come onto Mayegun's Diary Political, what I do is politics. Why is this guy? I thought this guy is for Yoruba Nation. Why is he not doing his Yoruba Nation anymore? So you didn't know that it was because of the breaking up of Nigeria that the criminals in Nigeria, your leaders, are doing, increasing poverty, increasing ethnic tension, religious division, and then capital with terrorism, are already frightening the indigenous people in Nigeria generally. That prompted them to push and say, it is either they restructure Nigeria or Nigeria break away completely. So it's just a matter of time. So if Mayegun, like I told you, use his platform to also explain to Yorubas, especially the gullible ones, the selfish, greedy, ignorant ones, who feels like, you know what I mean? Like Nigeria have something for them, why they are seeing everything being like depleted right before their very eyes. If we kind of let them know, right, that you better begin to actually like put a break on it and don't get caught unaware. Don't get caught unaware when Nigeria finally explode, and finally break up. And it's not going to be because of Mayegun. It's going to be because of your criminal leaders, the people that are destroying Nigeria, destroying Nigeria's reputation, destroying Nigeria's image abroad, and indeed, turning Nigerians into endanger their people all over the world simply because they are carrying green passports. So again, if you have joined this platform and somehow you are feeling cool and no trouble, you have no affiliation, of course you are welcome. That's my caveat. It took longer than I expected, right? I kind of like doing it once in a while so that we don't misunderstand ourselves. Sure, you get? You know, and also, by the way, we hardly take guests on Mayegun's Diary Political. Sure, you know why? Because majority of the ardent followers of Mayegun, they don't believe in Nigeria anymore. Take that to the bank. Majority of the believers in Mayegun's Diary Political here and all of the, the happenings, and now they have come to that conclusion. They don't believe in Nigeria anymore. So what that simply means then is that we don't really want to hear much about Nigeria. Sure, you get? Or people coming here to promote Nigeria, or the ideology of Nigeria can still work. That's why we don't take guests here, except on a very, very rare occasion, when we need just once in a while outside input. So, and because we always connect ourselves through this medium, simply means that there could be technical, delay glitches in our own connections and all that. So listen, if you have witnessed interviews on Mayegun's Diary Political and you feel like this Mayegun likes to talk, it talks over people. Baba, I am the Jew of this temple. Sure, you get? I don't talk over people. And when you call in, I kind of want to make it more interactive. Sure, you get? Not like a sort of a dumb radio station phone calling. Hello, my name is Bimbo. Okay. Bimbo, where are you calling from? Bimbo, I'm calling from Ajangbadi. So I just want to say, No. I prefer to make it more conversational. Some people get it, some don't. Some callers, when they call in and we are talking, I take them on what they say. Then we are like, okay, yeah, you know what I mean? That's not talking over them. So if you don't like that, don't call in, okay? And obviously, everything is voluntary too. Now, after hearing all my TED talk, sometimes I rant. Sometimes I can be talking on something right now and I can jump into something else, right? That is me. And in this temple, right, it's simply based on everything Mayegun said, right? As they are coming, Oda Big Batan or Rawani and Bewani, sure you get like, you know what they say, Rawani as they bring them, they release them. So if they bring this one and it's not too clear anymore, I move to something else. If you don't like that, go to the scripted podcast. Don't try to think that people are saying that it's going to improve. No. All of these are just not to bore you, okay? It's just for us to understand ourselves, okay? Now, I can be very petty. I can be very cursive. But I always direct my pettiness to a certain people I'm actually talking to. Sure, you get? Don't take it personal. Don't get it too politically correct. If you try to be politically correct on Mayegun's Diary Political, you are actually going to get woosed. Yeah, we're actually going to rubbish you. So don't try it. And apart from all of this, people have said that because of all of this, they've called me many names as well. In case if you probably are going to manufacture yours as a new member on this platform, okay? People have called me arrogant. They said I am very arrogant. I'm very proud. I'm very disrespectful. And so many other names like that. The reason is because these are their own reactions, right? To some of my episodes. You don't owe me anything. You don't have to like me. I have people here, the real Mayegun's fans. And when I call on them, they answer. So, you are welcome to the temple. So let's get started. I would have started with Arise So Called Patriots like this. But I think we should start with something else. So, we will start in a minute as Obidients and the Agbadomites clashed in Washington, D.C. over the druggie. Kọlu, Tifnumbu, Jaga bandits, Jaga addicts, Jaga wèrè, Aṣíwájú àwọn olè, Aṣíwájú àwọn agbèrò. And then currently, Pablo Escobar to fẹ́ the president. Let's start from here.
All classes, you know what they call F level? When you get failure in all the subjects that you take. F9, F8, F9, F8, FF, double F.
I told you it's going to be a long night, so don't worry. Don't worry yourself. It's going to be a long night. And when I say a long night, I will lead the charge, okay? I will kind of put you in the mood. Then after that, I will keep the line open. So we can start talking until Mama calls. I've not got the keys around, so therefore I can have all night to myself until I'm tired. So this morning in Washington, D.C., in America, apart from, yesterday, it's been like drama and drama and drama of propaganda after propaganda. And we were asking ourselves that, would these Obidients be able to withstand APC and PDP propaganda? Because it seems that after election, another campaign have started, and it is a campaign of misinformation, campaign of propaganda, and campaign of incitement at never seen before scale. Remember what prompted all of this? The people that have no structure, the people that are noisemakers on social media, the people, right, that don't even know their polling unit, talk less of them having voters card. They were mocked, they were attacked, they were killed in a space of 10 months. And listen, Nigeria is so divided that if you don't kind of believe that before, that means you have not been following Mayegun's diary political. If you have, or possibly if you do know or did know that Nigeria is so divided or doubting, this their election exposed that the Obidients will attack Showore will attack Obidient, the Kwakwansia will attack Gandola, the Lagos Sabobaku, they will now attack everyone together and call them Igbos. All of these vices, right, were flying everywhere in the last 10 months, to the point that the whole world was watching with alarm, in a level of surprise. Wow. I thought you are Alhaji Kabiru. This is the way you are talking. You are sounding like Kabiru Shokoto. Shall you be terrorist in Shogo kill your papa? You ought to believe Unu Shongoni. It was like that. But things got out of hand, or hands, this year. Okay? When it got, it became kind of escalated into open threats. Now, look at it this way. Before now, this social media, people like us, have been holding ground, exposing the lies about Nigeria, especially APC, including their crimes. And during this period, Buhari Media Center, young people that they were paying 50,000 naira to, were recruited on social media by APC to discredit a lot of us, shut our pages down, and in fact, if we can be caught and arrested, that would be great. Propaganda then was on anybody. If you disagree with APC, way of running Nigeria, you are enemy of Nigeria then. Not opposition of the government, not a citizen that disagree with his government, you are automatically branded as an enemy. Therefore, you are wished the worst of the worst things by this Olori Buruku. So that's why if I call them Olori Buruku, they call me Olori Buruku, but we know ourselves, they don't take. Lori Street, Lagos Abobaku, Oshogbo Alimajiri, the crumb beaters, the ass lickers, the crumb chasers, the all risers. We know ourselves, they don't take. 10 years, you are Kereni. You get? If I call, they don't like me, and I don't like them too, and we know they hide them. Now, when this Ashiri want to pretend, they say, I used to respect this my Kori Buruku song, respect my Yegumbo, Ibo me ateti John share respect. I thought this Mayegun is a good Yoruba person. I used to respect Abu Shiri. Those who know Mayegun very well, there's nothing Mayegun says that shocks them or surprises them. You know why? They actually love Mayegun because of the way I speak, the way I talk, and the way I actually address things. That's how they love Mayegun. So you can't turn around and say, I used to respect this Mayegun. I thought this Mayegun is this and that. I used to listen to him. I thought, Olori Buruku, you are not listening to me because you like me. You are listening to me as a necessity. Because even as much as you don't like me, many of you still know that this is where you can get the real facts of what your criminal politicians are doing. Even when you don't like what I say, you still come back here. Sure you get. So we don't like ourselves. They might pretend. So they escalated it. And we know ourselves. Nigeria is divided. The level where this Tifnumbu and gang take they threw Yorubas under the bus because of Tifnumbu. In 8 years. And now we deface them. Yeah, they are killing people in Yoruba land. Hey, you see this Mayegun? He's talking about just because Fulani, because they killed just 7 people. Because they just killed 28 people in Igongon. This Mayegun want to cause war in Nigeria. He's telling the whole world that they have killed, Fulani have killed 28 people in Igongon. So Mayegun is the problem, not the terrorists that killed 28 people. So now we deface them. We are the opposition. We are the target. Then something happened in 2020. Here you get. That changed everything. That was what gave birth to what you are witnessing today. And it is so unfortunate that as this whole thing is brewing, the level of those who are like after you, the Obidients, unfortunately, before 2020, they used to be on your side, or they pretend to. Our cash TV still. Human rights cash TV still. Thank you so much, Deji. God bless you, Deji, for fighting for our rights. Thank you, this one, for fighting for our rights. Thank you, sir. God bless you. In fact, this is the kind of people that should be leading Nigeria until 2020. 2020 changed everything. It actually, right, it's like a sort of a rebirth or a time of discovery, mostly for the Gen Z, the younger generation. It exposed everybody that a lot of people are just hypocrites. A lot of you don't actually hate oppression. You don't hate corruption. You don't hate some of these things. You just don't like the fact that you are not the one doing it. So 2020 and the subsequent years after that exposed that the people who were once a cash TV, now them can be the greatest attacker of the supposed victims of 2020 and SARS. I recorded all the drama. I am the diary. I report everything. And how they all shaped to what is happening today. But there is something, for some reason, the BMC disappeared after 2020. They disappeared. And everywhere, young people, NSAS, everybody with their own NSAS logo, NSAS this, NSAS that, everywhere. Where at the BMC, once they say anything, they will face them. Meanwhile, it is also good to acknowledge the fighting spirit of the Biafrans, the IPOB. You are one of those who kept the gates and kept APC, Egbekebe, on their toes for 7 straight years. IPOB, kudos to you. And for those who know the level of propaganda they unleashed on them, and how they survived APC propaganda, APC killings, disappearances of people, threatening people and their businesses and their lives, forcing people into exile. A lot of you didn't even want to listen. They want to cause war. Same thing they did to the Shiites. They murdered over 2,000 Shiites. But you know the difference between the Shiites and the IPOB. The Shiites, somehow, they couldn't pull the level of fighting spirit that the IPOB pulled to withstand the APC. And you know why I'm telling you this? APC propaganda worked so much that even you, the Obidients, you have been so caught up in it. There are so many of you right now, that you have been fed with this propaganda of APC so much that you have become so blinded and you have ignored the injustice, same injustice that prompted you to stage this never seen, call it the greatest political revolution Nigeria ever witnessed. Injustice of 2020. But before 2020, there was 2015, December 2015. There was also September 2016. And there were many days like that in Igbo land where people are just being picked up under the suspicion of the IPOB member, and their family members never see them again. Women, children, raped by the Nigerian security forces. Why they are denying them the real justice, which should be the foundation of a democracy. Now, a lot of you got caught up in them so much, right, that even when they kidnapped Nnamdi Kanu and put him in their DSS detention, you would expect them to now present all the evidence of his crime, use their own court to convict him. He defeated them there. He won a case enough that Nigeria is now owing him over 1 billion naira. A lot of you don't give a damn about that. You know why? Because a lot of you have already been fed with that propaganda that nothing will change your mind about him. But something is going to change your mind very soon, right? You remember when the court said he should be let go? They didn't even say he should be released into Nigeria. They said Nigeria, after returning back to Kenya, where they kidnapped him. A lot of you said they cannot release him now. Because if they do, it's because they want to, it's because Nnamdi Kanu is working with APC. And they want to use him to stop Peter Obi. Injustice. People disappearing. DSS threatening people. These are what people have faced. That some of you felt like, they deserved it. They shaking ignoring the fact that they are your court, that same court you want to go to, is the same court that IPOB defeated Nigeria, and they told them you cannot proscribe them because they are not terrorist organization. But is that what the media says? Unknown gunmen, Abi, IPOB breaking prison. You believe all of those? That's exactly what they did during the 2020. 2020 happened. They massacred people. Some people disappeared. Till today, they are not seen, they have not been found. Some people have been in detention since 2020. Some didn't even participate in the protest. They have been in detention. Some didn't participate in the protest. They have been killed. Just like some people they are not members of IPOB. Just because they are Igbos. Injustice to one, injustice to all. What APC represent? They killed people. Do you think it was only Lekki Toll Gate that they killed people that day? Or the day before, days before then? People were slaughtered on the streets of Lagos. People were slaughtered there in River State, in Obigbo, everywhere. People were killed all over Nigeria simply because young people were asking for the reform of the Nigeria police. That's it. A legitimate demand, Abi. But people got killed. And then what happened? Government denied. But after they denied, what happened? They started hunting you. What happened next? They started tagging you terrorists. Abi, you don't know that some of the NSAS participants were tagged terrorists by APC. Their bank account frozen. Businesses that raised funds for them were frozen. Their directors were targeted. A lot of people ran away. Do you know that? No, you don't. That's injustice. That's what Nigeria represents. They just need a name. They just need to call you a name before they hang you. But the Obidients have been very, 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 very persistent. I mean, the reason why Nigeria, do you know that the reason why Nigeria banned Twitter is because of IPOB? Do you know that? How many of you even remember that? Or do you think, oh, it's because of your criticism? Oh, come on. Come on. Let me remind you. Before Bokwari's minister, Laya Mohammed, decided to announce that they were going to ban Twitter, you know what happened? They said IPOB members, they have taken over social media. And to the point that they are those directing the narrative. Remember now, Jibril from Sudani. It was so powerful that people were touching Buhari when they see him outside. World leaders, they are touching Buhari to check if it's real or fake. Did you know that? And that hurt APC so bad. Social media. That Bokwari granted interview. 2 straight interview in just 2 days. 2 different interview, 2 days. Where he threatened the Igbos. He called them dot in a circle. It didn't stop there. As people were reacting that the president of Nigeria is threatening the Igbo to wipe them off the map because they're just dot in a circle. Really? President of Nigeria? Wahala. Bokwari's people started tweeting about it. Everything he said in those videos, they started tweeting. If your parent didn't tell you the story of the war, that means your parent didn't teach you. We will teach you the lesson. We will speak to you in the language you will understand. This is the president of Nigeria using Twitter and their Facebook to threaten one of the biggest ethnic nationalities in Nigeria, that they will teach them a lesson of genocide where over 5 million people died. More wahala. The IPOB members, it can't be like say, more the bees enter people's nose and everything. And so then delete Bokwari's tweet. Twitter deleted the tweet of the president of Nigeria because IPOB members, the Igbos, reacted to that threat. And you know what happened next? We're going to ban Twitter. They banned Twitter because of IPOB. Remember that. It's not because of you, the Obidients. But when they are, the next time they are going to ban Twitter now or ban social media, it is going to be because of you, the Obidients. Because in 2022, for those who knew how Nigeria is so disintegrated, divided by APC, they said, if Nigeria is to remain one, in fairness, like they did for the Yorubas in 1999, after the death of MKO Abiola, to placate the Yorubas. Sorry, let me fix this blinking. Don't go anywhere.
Nigeria is so corrupt, which I regret the day I was born in this country. It's unfair. This is unfair now. This is unfair. Nigeria is so corrupt, which I regret the day I was born in this country. It's unfair. This is unfair now. This is unfair. Nigeria is so Nigeria is so corrupt, which I regret the day I was born in this country.
Sure you get. Sorry about those blinking. So this is the genesis of Emagbo. They now felt like if nothing is done, like they did for the Yorubas in 1999, that they have to make everybody, all political parties, especially the major political parties in Nigeria, to present only Yoruba. It was like a convention like that. Or else, it's just going to be days, or in another few years, Yorubas are going to leave Nigeria. The movement was so strong. Yoruba just lost MKO Abiola. And that was what happened. Yorubas were given that leverage. This is the story. And that was what prompted some people to say, if you don't want Nigeria to break up with what this Buhari have done, the ideal thing is to zone down your presidency to Eastern Nigeria. Pick an Igbo man or woman. Use that to at least let them feel like they are part of Nigeria. So Wahala starts. What do you mean? You cannot give Igbo. Why can you give anybody just a presidency of Nigeria? People have to build bridges. The Igbos have not done anything to Nigeria. Northern Nigeria ruled the Northern Nigeria out of 62 years of Nigeria. Northern Nigeria have ruled Nigeria for at least 45 to 47 years. Out of 62 years. So the remaining one is shared by Yoruba, Obasanjo, and a Niger Delta man, Ijo man, Jonathan. 5 plus 11 years. 16 years, Southern Nigeria. Remove 16 years from 62, no be 46 remain. 46 years, those who destroyed Nigeria, they are still having that entitlement. That those who have never been in charge of Nigeria at all, should be blamed for everything that is wrong with Nigeria. The Igbos. So the Igbos must build bridges. Sure you get. Those who destroyed Nigeria, corruption and looted Nigeria, impoverished Nigeria, those who led Nigeria to war and murdered Nigerians and compensated themselves with different positions, president, minister, and this and that. They don't feel responsible. Now the Igbo man, the Igbos, they must build bridges. The Igbos, they must convince the rest of Nigeria that they want to be, sure you get. But we know why they don't, even if they convince you, they will never be allowed. We know. So they now said, okay, the Igbos must build bridges, and then they shall do the abracadabra, call the sick man, bought the entire system, and he became their presidential candidate. Yoruba, that's Southern Nigeria. Great. A sick man, with a Boko Haram terrorist as his vice. Sure you guys. Yeah? Then an Igbo man in a supposed one country, one Nigeria, now left the two major parties, biggest parties, to go and start something that they called waste of time. So 10 months after the scenario of this, and this Obi kind of just cut every one of those who once said no to Nigeria and all of that, even those who are like believing all these criminals before, he kind of just cuts them in a way that naturally they say is because it's so different. Here you get. Now they are now looking for what are they going to use? What can they use? And the reason why they are looking for what can they throw, what is going to stick? How can you say it's better than others? How can you say it's this? How can you, everybody is the same. Everybody, when they realized that they couldn't control the narrative on social media, they couldn't reborn the Buhari Media Center, BMC. Then the name started popping up. Obidient, useful, and all of that. So all of the efforts to psycho control them right? You know the usual. Don't waste your time. There's no polling unit on social media. There's no polling unit on Twitter. Yeah, you can never defeat the establishment. You cannot blah, 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 blah. Omo. Everything just was like until they realized that they could not psycho control them. The number keeps growing. And I keep warning people. I said, hey, are you watching this? Hey, have you seen this Obidients? Have you seen their 1 million? Well, my ego stop talking about this Obidients. They are wasting their time. I said, hey, I am not seeing an easy ride that they will make Obi president. Oh. But if they deny these people, they are not going to go away. Oh. My ego forget. They bring soldier. They do this. I said, okay. I am a diary. I'll keep recording them. Nobody believed that a day will come like this. There are people who are going to be spending billions. To propagate against somebody where we say no get structure. Remember? So that was when the Obidients started taking control. Oh. If you see anything anyhow, shut up your mouth. Yeah. Say, this one no get respect. Oh. You know what I mean? Remember it was the BMC that used to attack everybody. If you do, this is the change I voted for. This is the change. Yeah. All the thieves in PDP, they started jumping ship into APC. Now so all these vuvuzelas, these ombuds slaves, that's when they started changing their voice. I thought they said they are going to jail all the thieves in PDP. Now, the thieves in PDP are now your leaders in APC. What's the difference? There's no permanent enemy. There's no permanent friend in politics. So this Obidients, if you talk anyhow, they enter you like this. Don't talk to Agbalagba like that. Are you mad? I say, Emi don't pay ni mad. I am 70 years old. You are talking to sir. When you are 17, you these useless people that stole our future. You these people that destroyed our this and that. How this Obidients no get respect to? Because you are threatening them. You are trying to bully them. When they couldn't control them, you know what they call them? They started calling them mob. They say they are mob. The Olori Burukus that are defending the establishment, that are trying to psycho-bully these young people into discouraging them and telling them that it's impossible. It's not going to. They are still trying to psycho-bully them, but somehow, these Obidients have now grown into, it can't be like they are now resistant to bullying. They are resistant to propaganda. And this is not good. It's not good for them, the establishment. It's not good. So they call them mob. In our this very life. Where we are seeing Obidients with a broken head. We are seeing Obidients in body bag because they have killed them. We are seeing Obidients with a cast in their leg, cast in their hand because the Agberos and the criminals of PDP, APC have broken their hands, they have broken their legs. Amputated, some of them and their hands are amputated because they participated in a charade. But guess what? Now people where they beat people where they kill people, now then come they scream, hey, wow, these Obidients are going to cause problem in Nigeria. Oh. Hey, if you don't stop these people, they are going to create you know that, it is called false alarm. It can't be like say the Obidients are up to it because they have run them out of social media. May I not lie you. You give them one, they give you 100. The way they will come for you. It's even so serious, that those who are bullying them on social media, when the Obidients take your details, they say, Wimby. They say, it's Mayegun diary. Some of them, they can choose to go and watch the entire 4,000 videos on Mayegun's diary political to just get something they can say. No be this idiots. No be this. No be this guy. They will put all your this or that out there. And unfortunately, when the Lagos Abobakus, when the Oshogbo Alimajiris, when they are running away from the Obidients, they will now run to Mayegun. Hey, Mayegun, why can't you tell them the truth? Are you afraid of them? You know that if you say anything about them, they are going to attack you. What do you want me to say about them? That they have failed to provide security for Nigeria. That they have destroyed they are those who destroy your Naira. or the ones who actually destroyed your entire economy? Those who plunged over 60% of you into unemployment? Are they the ones that are pardoning the terrorists that are kidnapping people for ransom? Or are they the ones holding your government from generating 24 hours electricity? Are they the ones who are harboring criminals, corrupt people? What do you really want me to say? When they were killing the IPOB, which they are still doing, they were killing IPOB members. I was here speaking out that, hey, you are radicalizing these people. What you are doing there, you are radicalizing them, and you are never going to make them love Nigeria. The way you are treating these young people, you are radicalizing them. They are never going to love Nigeria for real. And if you don't know it, wait for it. You, this Mayegu, you are afraid of Igbos, Abi? Is it because you are afraid of Igbos? Is that why you cannot tell them that the Biafra is dead, Abi? You don't want them to come. You see, now when they are running away from the IPOB, when they go there, in Yoruba land, they say, don't go and use small hand to collect big slap. When they go and face the IPOB people, and then don't if like rush. They will now come to Mayegun's diary and say, you this Mayegun, you are not supporting your Yoruba brother. Look at the way the Igbos are talking to us. I say, no, they are not talking to Yoruba. They are talking to you, Luri Bruku Abanilu Jujes. Because when the same criminals came with their guns and they started shooting Yorubas for asking for Yoruba nation, you are asking them to kill them. That Igbo, kill them. Why you not turn to cats? You were laughing. Abi, Mayegun was here. Hey, Yoruba Ronu. Hey, what they are doing to us is not good. This and that. They have done this, they have done that. If we don't scream and speak out now, they are going, you know what I mean? A lot of these Olori Buruku that are now saying, Mayegun, come and defend Yoruba. You know what they said? Now you are next, Mayegun. Yes, they are telling me, they say you are next. You better, that Igbo better thank his God. If to say DSS, Kashamni, you this Mayegun, you are next. Now you will go kill next. They are saying that to me on my program. While I was reporting the injustice that is being done to their own folk, fellow Yoruba. So you get, they are telling me that I am next. Now me they go shoot next. Now me DSS go shoot next. Because I'm asking that Yorubas have no future in Nigeria, which is evidence. We were never meant to be one country the way they are molding it together. So you get. So when they use small hand to collect big slap, they will run to me. And they will start trying to blackmail me. You know, this emotional blackmail. Mayegun, are you not a Yoruba? Mayegun, you are supposed to be a Yoruba now. See, Mayegun, see, I understand. All of them. That's how I respond to them. I thought you are a good person, eh? I thought you are a very good person, a responsible person. That's why I thought I should talk to you normally as a Yoruba to Yoruba. Oh, Nikure. Emi ati Yoruba to Yoruba. Igbala di Yoruba to Yoruba. So when they when they see you know the Obidients who have onto fun Olorun sin. Now Mayegun is obedient. And when they go and touch them, and those ones give them raka dede, front and back, they will now run to me. You this Mayegun, you are trying to break Nigeria, Abi. You are trying to cause problem between Nigerians. Kintemi. Shemi muni lo bu, emi muni lo yawo sawon Obidients to ti mo kun ogbadun. Nigeria have already radicalized them. Some of them saw their own fellow brothers and sisters in their pool of blood. You denied them. They didn't forget. They don't have any respect. We cannot let them be in charge of this country. Ashiri. Ejoma wa nu country yeni. After Nigeria back until Nigeria break up, all of una go dead here. The Biafrans who want to leave, they will continue to demand for it. Yorubas who want to leave, the number will continue to grow. You know why? Because Nigeria criminals that brought all of this upon us, they are not slowing down. They're going to do worse, and worse. That those who survive them, they will never stop asking that they want to leave. See? You see? Young people, that's the surprise. So some people are saying that they are surprised that young people are defending these criminals. You know something? That phone call yesterday that we analyzed and all of that is actually, it's been proven to be fake. But there was a phone call. What we are waiting for right now, let me explain it to you. Some believe that phone call was sort of generated with AI. Abi, investigation in law, and every discovery I will be telling you. Baba Shenwa. If they don't make any sense, I won't tell you. But this one makes sense. Sure, you get. They say the call is not real, it's AI generated, it's fake. That is true, but there are some explanation to make. There is indeed the tapping of Peter Obi's line. Sure, you get. It's a phone line, and so many other people like that who are in the opposition in Nigeria. It's called wiretapping. Now, what happened is that, as you see, it is the voice, the voice that you shoot into with a script that you shoot into the AI. That AI will actually, artificial intelligence will reproduce for you. If you write something right now, and then you just enter it into the AI, like, oh, Mayegun is this, blah, 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 blah. The voice that will come is probably going to just be any voice you choose, okay? But if you shoot, for example, if you put a phone conversation between two people, hello, hi, hey, how are you, Bawoni? What are you doing tomorrow? Oh, I'm going to be in Ikeja tomorrow. Okay, so what are you going to be doing in Ikeja? What about mommy Sheung? How about Auntie Okwe? Okay, now what happened is that I want you to send me their numbers. So what you need to do is that once you have a phone call like that that's already tapped, you can then now write a script, okay, based on the voice of those who are talking on the phone. Sure, you get now. For example, two people. So when you write the script, the AI will now pick their voice based on that call. It will now use that voice to interpret the scripts that you type into it. For example, if you now say, oh, hello, daddy. You know, you said hello, sir. So you pick hello, but the script says hello, daddy. So that's what will come out. It will still sound like their voice. It will still sound like phone call, but it is actually a script dipped into AI. But that's not even the issue. The Obidients have already turned that into small business now, maybe big one. They have started producing t-shirts. They have been producing a mug and so many other souvenirs with the brand, yes, daddy. Thank you, daddy. Hi, daddy. Love, daddy. Where's your daddy? Who is your daddy? Hey, daddy. My daddy. And all of that stuff. They are now sharing all of them right now. As if to say, those who wanted to pick, who chip in, this is religious war. That is AI generated. This is religious war. Please talk to your people. And so many other things he said there. And all those, yes, daddy. Thank you, sir. Thank you, daddy. Okay, daddy. Thank you, daddy. And all of those are just like, just to add to it. And that's what the Obidients have now turned into marketing. I'm not joking. They are already, people, see, I shared a video of them with LUP 75, LUP 77, LUP 78, OB. Sure, you get. With the t-shirt, they've already printed, yes, daddy, yes, daddy. Some people were asking me, how can I get 2 copies? How can I get, how can I order? How can I get, I said, can't tell me. Because Obidient in here. Well, you want me to start telling you where to order? When I just found all this, where I've been troll, you know me, I troll everybody. All of now, I troll you, I see what you are doing every day, and I kind of, you know, I follow right people that I get to get right information as at a, you know, tip of, you know, flick of finger like that. Can't tell me. I saw it there and I was like, I do want to do propaganda, see vibe, want to saw the kineo. So people are like, they don't care. And they are now saying that, you know what? Let's pad in court. But you see these young people who are indeed following the trail and footpath of their criminal leaders, those who failed and destroyed Nigeria, especially from northern Nigeria. You know something? The people that couldn't, in this English language became official language of Nigeria since 1918. 2018, 100 years. Almost 105 years ago. That's where the English reading and writing became official of Nigeria. Yes, we have our languages, over 500 of them, of course. But official. And in 2023, 105 years later, the young people from this part of APC, the jihadists of APC, Al-Qaeda People Congress, the youth faction, be it not the youth segment, be youth section, whatever. They were interpreting a fake phone call into Hausa to go and show it to the poor people in northern Nigeria. So that when they hear Peter Obi, they will be hearing religious war and this and that. That's their offer. They didn't interpret the real subject to take education to their people. Science courses and the rest of them, interpret them into Hausa, Fuvude, and other languages, so that to get all those children out of school children. 67% of the 22 million out of school children in Nigeria are based in northern Nigeria. 67%. We are talking about over 14 million of them in northern Nigeria alone. They didn't use language. They didn't use their skill to translate subject into languages and teach some of these wearies now who are going to help their criminal leaders to further enslave them. Anyone want to interpret the translated Obi's fake phone call into Hausa so that the northerners, when they hear Obi, they can run. Now, Angono, it all started with this.
Our campaign, you have heard.
No, that's the wrong one. This is the right one.
And sadly, APC started it. Religion doesn't matter in this context. So APC should be ready for the consequences of the outcome. It is important to reiterate that we Nigerian Christians want to live in peace and harmony with all practitioners of other religions. We want to enjoy social and economic developments like other parts of the world. But without peace, justice, and religious harmony, this is not possible. And we are not ready to be cheated out of our rights. On our part, we neither seek to oppress nor dominate anyone or any religion. But we also will resist anyone trying to discriminate against us and our religion. Once again, we were not the ones that started this fight. The APC started it and must be ready to carry the cross it has created. Blaming Christians and heaping insults on Khan will take them nowhere. For how do we expect Christians to keep silent when a northern state governor publicly states that they pressured Tinubu into getting a northern Muslim VP because they did not believe him to be a good Muslim? Is the VP going to be the national deputy chief imam? How do they expect us to keep silent when another northern state governor goes to Osun State and urges them to vote for someone just because he's a Muslim? Was he there for election campaign or for power?
You know him. That's the man that paid for Tifnumbu's 100 million naira presidential tickets. They played him.